What's up, my guy, Malcolm Teller?
What's going on,
How you
man?
feeling?
Good, man.
Chilling, man.
Sunshine, we out here.
We're, so we're out here just to have a conversation. It's about, we probably just bounced around all over the place. But I wanted to start off just tell me a little bit about your journey, like up until this point.
Up until this point, like,
Yeah, your life, like what maybe some of the events that shaped you to the man you are today.
well, I would say like one of the major things that shaped me to this point today. Remember I did something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to get disciplined, so my mom shipped me to my pop crib.
Yeah.
So with the thing that happened was I was spray painting on the wall. And, you know, my pop let me have fun all weekend. As soon as it was time to go back home, he was like, let me holler at you, I got a bone to pick with you. So as soon as he said that, I already knew what it was. Like, I thought I was gonna be cool the whole weekend, but he was like, let me talk to you about, you know what I mean, the situation. And what I did was, me and my homie, we did graffiti on the wall or whatever. And the key thing that he asked me was why you did it.
Right.
And when he said why, I said, because my friend did it. I was like 8 or 9. I was like, because my friend did it.
Right.
And it was like, as soon as I said that, I could just see the rage and him being so furious.
Right.
And that really shifted things in my mind. Because when he broke it down on why he was so mad and furious about that, it was because at that time I was being a follower.
Right.
He was like, listen, if you was going to do anything, it would have been better off you saying that you did it because you wanted to do it. So I think that helped cultivate my mind in some way to, like, to be myself,
Right.
do the things I want to do.
Where did that play a part in like you deciding to choose your path of like music or just being an artist, rapping? Did that tie into it?
More so like when I'm creating the music, I don't really care what's going on or what other artists are doing, like what's on the radio or something, or what's the most popular thing. I'm just locked in on what I want to get across, how I want to express myself.
Feel that. That's dope. So talk about like your growth as an artist. From the furthest I remember back is about I think it was Who Is Takeoff Nizzy, that project. So how has it been like from there until all the way up to your latest project, like the growth and like what have you learned?
I would say like the growth is being clearer on who I am and the message that I want to get across. I think like that's the most growth. I've always been me, if I could say. I've always been, able to speak my truth. And I think that's the difference between artists. Like, everybody can be similar, but there's only certain stories certain things that you can talk about.
Right.
I mean, there's only, specifically for James Allen, there's only certain things that I can say.
Right.
And I think like that's the beauty in, being an artist and an individual.
Yeah.
It's more of a personal growth than the art than being an artist.
Yeah.
I
feel that. That's why I always say it's like it's space for everybody. Like if everyone was to be themselves, music would be so interesting. It wouldn't be boring. It wouldn't be everybody trying to do the same thing or whatever's popping at the moment.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be a bunch of copycats going on. So that's like I appreciate artists like you.
I feel like it's like that right now. I feel like it's extremely fun. And you can choose who you want to listen to, really.
Right.
Like, it's a lot out there right now.
Exactly. So where are you mentally, spiritually, and physically? Like where do you feel like you are at this point in your life?
I feel like I'm in the greatest. Like if I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I'm like on the 20 right now.
Where?
Like I just see things so clearly. Cut so many things out of my life, so many overheads, just locked in on what really matters. And I would say like that question that you asked, that's really like an everyday process. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're always working on yourself. You know what I mean? So that's a never ending journey right there. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Constant growth.
It's a constant growth. I don't know. I'm just eager to learn new things about life and myself. So
Word.
I'm always going to be growing
Yeah,
mentally and physically.
Word.
You know what I mean?
So what's some of your goals right now?
Some of my goals right now.
Yeah.
When this quarantine over, I'm ready to go on tour.
Word.
That's the number one thing right there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm already locked in with the music, and I'm just ready to grow the brand. That's it. I'm locked in on that. It's the most important thing right there.
Something came to mind as we were texting, like how everybody was feeling about the situation.
Right.
So I stopped and I just started writing this note down. And I said, so I titled it, "What Do We Tell the Youth?" And it was just like, as a black parent in America, what do you tell your children about the current circumstances? How do you explain racism to them? How do you explain that there are people in this world that hate them because of their race? And then I stopped right there. So what's your take on that? Like how do you talk to your son about racism, or explaining them that there's people in this world that are just gonna hate them just because of the way they look and who they are?
That whole dynamic is just so mind-boggling. You know what I mean? They be still at that point. You know what I mean? Because I remember my mom having a conversation with me and just sitting back and reflecting like, damn, I got a son now. He about to turn 6, and I'm about to have the same exact conversation with him. Like, that's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Like I said, he only 6, so it's a touchy subject. But I feel like at 6, he's very mature, and
So what do you feel like the future holds for Malcolm Teller? Like where do you see yourself? Or where are you working? What are you working towards? Like what's your end goal?
just to be free, live life. You know what I mean?
It's a freedom.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Yeah, until next time.
Till next time.
Word.